Okay, so let's go ahead and continue with the difference of perfect squares. Okay, so what you're going to notice is you will always have two terms and it will be separated with a minus. And so the way you factor it is in two separate parentheses. And notice it does say A and B, the same. So you want to think of what did they square to get the first term and what did they square to get the second term. If you're not sure, you can always take the square root, okay? But they should be the same. That's the key. So let's look at example number 1. So I can think of this as x times x. So that means that it was x squared. And 49 is 7 times 7. So I can think of that as 7 squared. So that's acting like my A, and 7 is acting like my B. So I'm ready to factor my answer. So whatever's first inside this parenthesis goes first. And whatever's second goes second. And so in order to get that negative in between, your signs are opposite. It doesn't matter which one you write first. Okay? So your factors should be the same, except opposite signs. All right, let's try one that looks a little more complicated. So I'm going to actually, let's have some more room here. I want to think of these are all together and this is all together. So I know my answer is going to be like this. One's plus, one's minus. So I need to break these letters into two groups because that's with letters, that's what happens when you square it. So I can think of this as x cubed, because remember you add exponents. And then if I have 20 y's, I can think of each group gets 10. And so that means I've got x3, y10, because I'm splitting those into two groups. That's how I think of the letters. So for 121, that's kind of a big number that you might not use a lot. So you can take the square root. The square root means it's 11 times 11. And then I want to break a to the 8. I've got 8 a's into each group. So they each get 4. So 11a to the 4th is going to be squared. Okay? So these both go first. And the 11a to the 4th is at the end, but together. One was plus, one was minus. All right. So I know that was pretty fast, but if you have questions, let me know. I have 3 for you to practice. I know there's not a lot of room. There is room in the box. So go ahead and pause the video and give those 3 a try. All right. Next, our third type of factoring is factoring by grouping. What you'll notice is there will always be 4 terms. So we've had common factoring that can have any terms. Perfect squares has 2 terms. So the way factoring by grouping works is you're going to look at the first 2 and you're going to do common factors. Then you look at the last 2 and look at a common factor. Okay, and then you common factor one more time. My hint, and this is super important, it kind of helps you know if you're doing it right, is that the parenthesis factors should match, and that's how you know. Okay, so I have 2 examples for us to try together. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. So I'm going to look at these 2 together and these 2. So notice I keep that plus with the 4 because that's how it works. So we're going to ignore the second group. So I'm only going to look right here, okay? And we say, well, what do these have in common? And that was the common factoring that you just did 2 sections ago. So 12 and 9, they both can divide by 3. And remember, you look for the smallest letter. So I want A2. So that's what we're going to take out of both of them by dividing. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. And take 2 out of those 3 A's. So I'm left with 1. Negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3, and take both of those a's out. Okay? Now that that's done, I want to look at the next 2 terms right here. And I want to say, well, what do they have in common? Well, 4 and 3 don't have anything in common, and this has an a, but this doesn't. So they don't have anything in common. But we need to write something. Well, everything can be divided by positive 1. So we do need to write something that we can divide both by, and that's it. So if we divide them both by 1, I still get 4a, and I would still get -3. But look, these parentheses should match, and that's how I know I'm doing it right, but I'm not done. So then the terms on the outside go in a parenthesis together. So see how I'm putting this 3a squared, and I'm going to put this +1. They go in a group together. And then the matching terms get their own group, but you only write it once. And that's factored all the way. So there's always going to be 2 steps. All right, let's try the next example. I've got, look at these 2, and then look at these 2. This one's a little harder. So 35 and 5, they both divide by 5. And they both have an x. So divide, I get 7. Take the x out, and I'm left with a y. Divide by 5, divide by x, but remember, the same thing divided by the same thing is still a 1. Now, this is where it's a little tricky. This is a -56, and I know I need this to be matching, and I want to divide it by something that gives me a +7. So we actually do want to divide them both by a -8. They both can be divided by 8, but we need the signs to match this group. So if I'm going to divide by -8, that's what they have in common. So a negative divided by a negative is +7 with the y left. 8 divided by -8 is -1. So double check yourself. If your signs were incorrect, then you know you just need to change what you took out. They match, so we took out the right things. So these outsides go in a group together, and these repeat go together. All right, so that is factor by grouping. 4 terms, you do common grouping twice, and it matches up. I have given you 2 problems to try. So look back at your notes, rewind the video if you need, and give these a try. Go ahead and pause the video. All right, the last kind of grouping is going to be similar to what we just did, but there's some extra work. So it's called a trinomial, and it's the most used type of factoring, but it's also kind of the hardest to learn. So a trinomial has 3 terms, and so it's pretty easy to distinguish from grouping and perfect squares. What we're going to do is called the AC method, and it will do anything that has 3 terms, okay? So the AC says you're going to take the first term times the last term, and you're going to multiply. So multiply A times C, okay? Next, we are going to find the factors that add, and this is going to be done in your head, to get B. Okay, so B is in the middle. Step 3 is you're going to actually rewrite the problem. So B, and we're going to do our new factors. Then we do factor by grouping, which is what we just got done doing. Okay, so it is the longest. It is the most used type. Once you do 4 of these, you should get the hang of it. Okay, so I'm going to leave these rules here as we do our first problem. Okay, so we're going to multiply these together. I get positive 9n squared. I'm just going to write it on the side. What we need to do is come up with what times what will give us negative 10n. And it might seem impossible, but you got to just get some practice. So some students say, oh, I know it's 3 times 3. But if we add those, 3 times 3 is 6. And if I subtract, I could get 0. I want 10. So what does that mean? That means that 3 times 3 is not the right factors. And so people say, oh, well, nothing else goes into 9. Well, 1 times 9 does. If we add these, we can get 10. If I subtract them, I can get 8. I want the 10. But I don't want positive 10, I want negative 10. So that means that both of these need to be negatives, because -1 plus -9 is -10 when you add them together. The n squared also breaks up, because -1n plus -9n does equal -10n. So these are the right factors. We want to rewrite that middle term. So we're going to have n squared, and instead of writing the 10, we're going to write these two next. So we're not changing it. And then this plus 9. Then we do factor by grouping. So we look at 2 at a time. So I can take out an n, and I'd be left with n minus 1. And I can take out a -9. So if I divide, we're left with n and a -1. So then remember, the outsides go together and the insides go together. And that's done. All right, let's try the next one. So multiply, I get -27x squared. So I need the factors that will give me 6. Well, 9 times 3, if I add, gives me 12. If I subtract, does give me 6. So I need to subtract. And I want to split up the x's. Okay? So we're going to rewrite. I keep the x squared, and I don't want to rewrite this. I want to use those terms. And keep the 27. So now we have 4. So I'm going to do factor by grouping. Out of the first two, I can take out an x. And the next two terms, I can divide out a -3. So x, and it does give me a +9. So the outsides go together, and the insides go together. All right, example number 3. We're going to multiply. 3 times 4 is +12n squared. So I need the factors of 12 that could give me 8. So I know 3 times 4. Well, if I add, I get 7. If I subtract, I can get 1. I don't want that. I want 8. So what about 2 times 6? Well, if I add, I get 8, and if I want a -8, it means they're both negatives, okay? So we're going to rewrite. We get 3n squared minus 2n minus 6n plus 4. So out of these two terms, I can take out just an n, so 3n minus 2. These both divide by 2, but I want that to be positive, so I'm going to divide by a -2. So I do get positive 3n, and I do get -2, and they match. So n minus 2 and 3n minus 2. All right, last one. We want to multiply. So -14 times 3 is -42. And I want to get -1. Ooh, well, 6 times 7 does give me 42. When you split up u to the 4th, it's going to be u squared. To get -1, I need it to be 6 minus 7. So we're going to rewrite that. I get 3u4 plus 6 minus 7 minus 14. So out of these two, I can take out a 3u squared. We'd be left with 2u's and 2, because we're dividing. I can take out a -7. So if I divide, I get u squared. Divide by -7, I do get that. So we have the outsides and the insides. I know, I think I went fast. So I've given you 3 to try, and then that's it. So you should turn this entire packet in to Mrs. Eden or the office after you tried these 3 problems. Please let me know if you need some help. I can help you with them, okay? All right, well, good luck, and thanks for doing this.